Alright, so as I said before, this part 2 video is going to be over 5 through 8. As I said before in class, you're going to be using the quadratic equation to solve this solution, right? But we don't know our quadratic inputs, right, until we get this to equal 0. So I am going to do that. 1 second. There we go. We're going to add 6 to both sides. And you're going to see this simplified, right? 2y squared minus 9y plus 2 equals 0. Now we can find our a and our b and our c. Our a is 2, our b is negative 9, and our c is 2. So our quadratic, right? We're going to get it to y equals. We have a negative b, which is going to be our negative 9 in the b, plus or minus our squared b, right? So we're going to have negative 9 squared, minus our 4 times a times c, which both of these are 2, over 2 times our 2. Alright, so the next thing we are going to do is we're going to simplify this, right? Because you can solve those. I'm not going to show the specific steps. I want you to see that you should be getting to here, the simplified version of 9 plus or minus square root of 65 all over 4. Now, this can also be seen. It depends on what is asked. So make sure if in the instructions they ask you to give only one solution, both solutions, or a certain kind of solution. But you can also write it as this. Same thing, that's why I'm going to write these arrows. Same thing, just depends on what they ask you. Alright, number 6. Number 6 is also a quadratic. It's already with equals 0, so we are ready to find our a, b, and c's. A, b, and c. Our a is 2, our b is negative 7, and our c is 4, right? So from here, d equals, this is what we're solving for, right? Then we are given negative b, which our b is negative 7, plus or minus our b squared, right? So negative 7 squared minus 4 times a times c, which is a 2 times 4. And we do this over a 2 times 2, which we're going to get the same thing here. And as I said before, I'm just going to see what you are needing to get. Again, if I'm skipping steps that are not making sense, please let me know. I can give you some videos that can help you see these steps being made. As I said before, these can equal the same thing, right? Because you can see this written as 7 minus square root of 17 over 4, and a 7 plus the square root of 7 over 4. Again, same answer, just different. Just written different. Alright. 7 and 8 are our problems over maximums, right? Because they asked for the maximum. Some things you want to read in this problem. The height of the rocket is y. And is related to the time after launch, x. So time after launch is our x. And they want us to nearest tenth of a foot. So, our formula we'll be using, right, the vertex is negative b over 2a equals x. So we're going to find our input first, and then we're going to find our output, right, because we're trying to find the maximum height reached by the rocket, which is our y. So with this problem, we are going to start by finding our a's and b. A equals and b equals. Our a is going to equal negative 16, and our b is going to equal 218. Through this, we find that negative 218 over 2 times negative 16, right? This is our x. This will simplify. You're going to get this to where it equals a positive 218 over 32. That's because these are both negative, right? It becomes a positive. And that is then simplified again, 209 over 16, which this is where I'm going to say you're allowed to keep it like this until the very end if you only want to round what you have at the end, or you can round this now to the nearest tenth, which is about 6.8. So either way, you can plug in either of these. But just for the continuity of the fraction, I'm going to show where we're going to add our input, right? Because we're trying to find our y. So this is we're going to do 109 over 16 squared. So wherever we see an x, right, we're going to add our input, right? We have 218 times 109 over 16 plus our 103. And through that, you're going to get this fraction, which is about 845.6. As long as you're pretty close to this answer, depending on what you inputted first, you might get something slightly different. As long as you're getting something very close and you're inputting what you're supposed to be inputting, you should be fine. So this is our answer, right? This is what we're wanting to find. So this would be 845.6 feet, right? So that's where our units are. All right, for our final number 8. Number 8, again, we're trying to find our maximum. They want us to find the nearest dollar. Our Y is the made by the company, is the profit made by the company. And the selling price of each widget is X. So we need to find our negative B over 2A. So our A's and our B, A is negative 6 and B is 221. So through that, we're going to plug them in here. So we have negative 221 over 2 times negative 6. Again, negative, whatever we are doing is going to still be positive. That gets us 221 over 12, which is pretty the simplest we can have. Again, same as number 7. You could automatically round this to what you want, or you can use just the fraction, which I'm just going to show putting the fraction in so you can see what the exact answer would be if you just put that into your calculators. Squares, we're inputting again, right, because we're trying to find our y. That's what they're asking for in the problem. So now we do this, you enter this in your calculators, right, and you should get a fraction of this. Oh, that's the wrong digit. There we go. We should get a fraction that looks like this. Or you're rounding already to 1043. Again, as you're getting at least maybe $1 off, I hope, when you're doing this, since you're rounding to the closest. So whatever makes sense to you. But you need to at least get to a rounded answer at the end. You can't keep your 1 at the end, but this is where you should be getting. And that rounds off to $1,043. And that is our answer for number 8.